can I just say one thing firstly? I love the name Eat Sleep Boxing Repeat.
Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. I'm delighted to be joined by none other than the quiet man himself, Stephen Ward. How you doing, mate? How's things?
Oh, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm doing well, thank you.
Good, good. Glad to hear. Glad to hear. Obviously, embarking on another fight in your professional boxing career. But the last time we spoke, and we'll come on to your upcoming fight in a second. But the last time we spoke was at the press conference ahead of your last fight, of course, in Belfast against Tommy McCarthy on the Crocker Donovan undercard. He obviously went on to stop Tommy in 6 rounds. That's a few months ago now. Now that the dust has settled on that, how do you reflect on the night as a whole, the event, and obviously your performance too?
The event was class. I thought it was a great night boxing. Thought it was a really good night. A lot of local fighters on it, including myself. Thought the crowd was out. They came out in numbers. There was loads and loads of noise. I loved it. I thought all around it was a good night. Obviously, at the end it was a funny finish. But listen, that's just gonna give both men another opportunity to come in and perform. Which will be class. But yeah, it was good. I was happy enough from my performance. Things went well.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think I don't know. It's maybe fair to say a lot of people were billing that a 50-50 and kind of like winner stays on almost. I think that may be fair to say. I think Eddie Hearn actually said that at the press conference. You obviously got the victory in emphatic fashion. It's weird because there was a whole lot made of the whole. You've sparred hundreds, maybe even thousands of rounds in the past. You know each other very, very well. But like, and when you went in there and fought, I think maybe because he has been a former European champion and somewhat, when people maybe saw him as potentially the A side in that fight, did you know deep down you were like, I know I have the beating of Tommy McCarthy?
Yeah, yeah. Like, me and Tommy's done loads of rounds, like you were saying. It's definitely worth thousands over our careers, and it wasn't about like just. I just knew that I know I had the ability to beat him, but it was just on the night of showing that. Tommy's a great man. Me and him's been friendly for years, but I was a massive underdog. I think the bookies had me like 4-1 just to win, and had me 10-1 to stop him. But I really fancied it, mate. I did. I felt good. I felt strong. I feel the way I felt in this camp too. To be honest, I don't know whether it's like the lack of an activity I had, and I thought my career was done about a year and a half ago. And I'm just sort of like, fuck it. Nah, it's like I'm just going for it, and I don't feel like there's any pressure. I feel like just take every big opportunity. Be Perez, I'll look for, and I get offered another massive fight, I'll take it, and I'll be probably another underdog, but I don't care. I'm just rolling with it now.
Relishing being the underdog then? Do you feel like that's bringing out the best in you?
Well, I don't really care either way because like we were offered a couple of fights, and Perez was the hardest fight, the biggest stage. But like I feel I can beat him. I genuinely feel I can beat him. Just again, I just gotta perform. That's all I gotta do. Just gotta perform, and training's went well, and I'm happy. I'm happy. We're on our last hard session today, which is unreal. So like now, I love this point. This is the best point when it's just like a bit of brain training, as well, Jamie Moore actually would have called it brain training. So it's a bit of brain training, and just enjoying it, and just like pads of Martin, and just thinking through it. We jogs, watching the weight and having a coffee and just chilling out.
Absolutely. You mentioned Martin there, obviously Martin Murray, former fighter himself as well, whole wealth of experience. Is in your corner for the Tommy McCarthy fight. Obviously in your corner here as well against Mike Perez. What's it been like teaming up with Martin and having him in your corner?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Whenever I first started, not many people know, but when I first went pro, I went with Oliver Harrison years ago. Um, Before he passed on, God love him, and Martin was in the gym then, him and Rocky. So like I trained with Martin, was the first man to sort of train alongside, and it's mad now that he's training me. But it was just that the last fight went well. And, like fighters can be dead picky, where like if something goes well, they don't really want to change it. Do you know what I mean? And thankfully, like on the night, Jamie Moore and Nigel Travis are both coming down as well. They're both in the corner from Ipswich. They're coming down. You know, fuck me, like Martin Murray, Jamie Moore, Nigel Travis in the corner. Like, what could you ask for? So they're coming down to be in the corner. Obviously, Martin will take the lead on it, but it's good. I have a lot of respect for all of them, and just having Martin at the minute training me, it's been really good. It's just flowed really well, and obviously we've had a good relationship. And I've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. It's been hard. It's been hard. Like some of the sessions have been ridiculously hard, but we're over that now, and yeah, I'm feeling good.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to hear, Stephen. Good to hear. You're, as you mentioned, Mike Perez, June 7th, Portman Road, big Queensbury card, obviously headlined by the heavyweights, Fabio Wardley in his hometown, big stadium fight as well. Well, I suppose a couple of questions around that. How did it come about first and foremost? And like when was did you first get the call that this was a viable option and a viable fight for you?
Well, we had a couple of options, and they were probably easier fights, to be honest. And then someone told me that Perez was telling me to sign a contract on social media, and I was like, "What?" I don't follow Perez, so I don't know what he's on about. And he was on like Big Daddy wants to eat Irish meat or something. I don't know what he said, but each to their own, mate. Yeah, seen it and from my management, I was like, "What's he on about?" And he says, "Yeah, listen, there's potential here. Do you fancy it?" And we talked terms, and said, "Yeah, I wouldn't not yeah, I've never turned down a fight. I was going to say I probably have the other two, but I had like three options, and I took what was the biggest, definitely the hardest. And when this Perez world level, um, Perez fought Povetkin obviously at heavyweight and Breedis and all, and he's a good fighter, man. Um, and it gives me the opportunity to just see if I deserve to be there, like in with him, and I'm taking it. I'm taking it with both hands. And the manager said, "You fancy it?" I says, "Oh, I flip right to do." And and people who were against it, like other people were like, "Listen, maybe you shouldn't take it, but stuff it."
Good stuff. Why not? Absolutely. And big opportunity. And yeah, grabbing it
Oh,
with both hands, of course. Why not? Why not? How do you mentioned there are a couple of names that Mike Perez has been in with. Reckon obviously at heavyweight. You said Breedis there as well. Yeah, his only loss at cruiserweight was back in 2017 to Breedis. As you said, he's a good fighter, world level. How do you prepare for somebody like that?
how do you prepare? Just make sure I'm in good shape. Listen to the corner. Don't be too fancy and like letting the occasion get to me. And just do what I do best. But I love what I do. I genuinely love what I do. I love fighting. I don't if it's boxing or like if it turns into a bit of a scrap, like a Conroy fight or something like that. I don't really mind. As reference to prepare, listening, that's all I really gotta do. Me, I just gotta listen to the corner. I gotta listen to what Jamie, Martin, Nige, what they're all saying. You know, Martin's good. We've got a bit of a plan ready, and I just gotta listen. And I genuinely believe if I listen and I do it, I'll win.
Brilliant. Fingers crossed, mate. Absolutely, fingers crossed. Just one thing I have to ask you because I've stood next to you, and you're 6'2" roughly. How
Yeah.
on earth did you ever make light heavyweight?
I mean, I don't. Light heavyweight killed me. Absolutely killed me. Like I remember, like I used to be weighing out my porridge and the milk in the morning, and coming off fight week, I wasn't even allowed vegetables because there's fiber residue in vegetables. It was grim. But you know what? I've done all right at it. Like I done okay. I obviously got the WBO with Conroy, and then I thought it was Billy Big Balls and picked out Bolotniks in the golden contract. But listen, you would have battered me that night. I was weak as water. Just one fight too much at it. But I made light heavy through dedication. Probably worked against me near the end of the light heavy journey, but it was just sheer dedication and just commitment to the sport and weighing. But I hated it. I hated making weight.
Don't blame you, because as I said, you're a big guy and you look like a full-on, fully grown cruiserweight as well. Like, if someone had never watched you before and you told them that you boxed at light heavy, they'd probably think you were telling fibs.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. It's like people don't believe it. I remember when I first went in the Jamie Moore's gym years ago, and Jamie said, "Well, would you?" I said, "Let it happen." He just laughed, and he was like, "No, you're not." I was like, "No, I am." He was like, "No, you're not." But he said, "We'll see how it goes." And um, like people don't know, like it was bad. Even I think it was after Bloodnicks, after we weighed in for Bloodnicks. I remember going for like a pee, and like my pee was like pinkish, and we were saying it was because kidneys and all were failing. It's because I was so stupid at it. Looking back now, but you trick yourself. You'd be like, do you know what? I can do this. Make the scales. I'll rehydrate. I'll be ready to go. You get drunk on your own confidence, um, and then sometimes it just doesn't work that way. But it's a blessing in disguise. And we were actually meant to move up before that fight. That golden contract. Jimmy Murray said to move up, and we got offered a gold contract, which was £500,000 contract. Flip me, you couldn't not take it, so we took it. But yeah, it didn't work out. But now look where I am.
Exactly. Exactly. Now that you're obviously a fully fledged cruiser, do you feel like you're punching harder than ever? Because maybe if people don't know you and watch you, maybe you look on the surface, you look on your record on BoxRec, you're like, oh, only 5 stoppages in 15, not the biggest of punchers, but then obviously coming in off that knockout over Tommy McCarthy, do you feel like you're punching harder than you ever have?
Yeah, well, I think I was thinking about this. I was talking about this a month or actually about a month ago. Like if you think about it, at light heavyweight, you're going to lose so much punching power coming down to 175. So I was losing it, but I was still getting away with my boxing ability. Now I came up, and I feel a cruiser. I feel a lot better now, and I've had some Martin's helped me sort of grind my feet a wee bit more at times and things to do. And even Frampton Carl, he gave me a lot of advice as well before the Tommy fight, just on things to be doing and things that he thinks would work well, and they definitely did. But then even a cruiser, like you look at it, the only ones that got beat was Kungabayev, who was world level. Kungabayev, Olympic medalist, and then Jurgen on a week's notice. But I feel good, man. I feel strong. I feel fast. I feel like it's all just coming together.
Brilliant. Absolutely, absolutely. And just before we round off, Tommy, what? Sorry, I just called you Tommy there. I was too much talking to Tommy. Oh
Yeah,
dear. What a mistake that is. Brilliant. Brilliant. I'll keep that in because that's quite funny. Anyway, Stephen,
yes, man.
what does a win do here for you against Mike Perez?
Oh, it's massive. It's massive. It's the biggest fight of my career. I'm one loss away from retirement every time now. That's the way I keep playing in my head. Beat Perez. I'm top 10, top 15 in all the governing bodies in the world. Probably top 10 in the WBA. Um, it changes my life. I generally feel it changes my life. It changes my life. It changes my family, my kids' lives. So yeah, I'm all in, mate. I'm all in.
Absolutely, absolutely. You did say, I think, before the Tommy McCarthy fight that the British title was almost your dream. But has that changed somewhat? Because obviously this doesn't have anything to do with like a British level or anything like that.
My granda always wanted me to win the British. Um, but the route that this came up, it just made the most sense. It made the most sense. It made the most sense opportunity. It made the most sense financially too. Been in this sport for 20, 24 years. It made the most sense for me financially and for my family. Um, and I generally have got to that point now where it needs to be a fight that makes me nervous. And this was that fight. If it was an easier fight, it might be harder to get up for. Where this one, when we got offered, I was like, "Ooh, it's a tough fight." But no, I said yes. But I know it's going to be a tough fight. But that's what I realized, and I feel like times like that come up to me, so I just flowed with it. Let's see how it goes.
Brilliant. And what can we expect from Stephen Ward come June 7th?
What can we expect? Um, I think we can expect. I think a lot of people will be surprised. I think we'll see. I think we'll see a good boxing brain. I think we'll see a disciplined performance. I generally do. I think we'll need to have a disciplined performance to win. It's my fight to win or lose, and carefree. But I think it'll be exciting. I think it's definitely going to be exciting at times, and I'm looking forward to that bit a wee bit. Even though Murray's telling me not to, I'm looking forward to the exciting bits.
Brilliant. Well, Stephen Ward, absolute pleasure as always. Thanks for jumping on. Yeah, and all of the best on June 7th. I hope it goes your way. Top man.
Well, thank you very much, man. Take it easy, bud.